Namaste and welcome back to another session of online mathematics class. Last class we have started the topic arithmetic progression and we have discussed some problems from exercise 9.2. Today we shall discuss the remaining problems from exercise 9.2. Let's start with question number 10. If the sum of the first p terms of an AP is equal to the sum of the first q terms, then find the sum of the first p plus q terms. Okay, so here it is given that sum of the first p terms is equal to the sum of the first q terms. So we can write sp is equal to sq. We know the formula to find the sum of an arithmetic progression. Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Right. So here p by 2 into 2a plus p minus 1 into d, which is equal to q by 2 into 2a plus q minus 1 into d. We can cancel this 2 on both sides. Now we can multiply this p, 2ap plus p into p minus 1 into d, which is equal to 2aq plus q into q minus 1 into d. Now rearrange the terms. 2ap minus 2aq plus p into p minus 1 into d minus q into q minus 1 into d, which is equal to 0. From the first two terms we can take 2a common. So 2a into p minus q, and from the next two terms d is common. So d into p minus 1 minus q into q minus 1, which is equal to 0. That is 2a into p minus q, then plus d into, here we can multiply p into p square minus p, then minus q square plus q, equal to 0. That is 2a into p minus q, then plus d into, we can rearrange the term, p square minus q square I write first, then minus p plus q, which is equal to 0. That is 2a into p minus q plus d into p square minus q square, a square minus b square, a plus b into a minus b. So here we can write p plus q into p minus q. From the next two terms we can take one minus out. So minus of p minus q is equal to 0. So 2a into p minus q, then plus d into, from these two terms we can take one p minus q common. So d into p minus q into, the remaining is p plus q minus 1, which is equal to 0. Overall p minus q is common. So p minus q into 2a plus p plus q minus 1 into d, which is equal to 0. But p minus q is not equal to 0. Therefore 2a plus p plus q minus 1 into d is equal to 0. Okay. Now we can find the sum of first p plus q terms. For that we can write p plus q is equal to p plus q by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So 2a plus p plus q minus 1 into d. And what is the value of 2a plus p plus q minus 1 into d? It is 0. So p plus q by 2 into 0, and which gives 0. So our answer is 0. The sum of the first p plus q terms of the AP is equal to 0. Clear? Here the next question is, sum of the first p, q and r terms of an AP is a comma b and c respectively. Prove that a by p into q minus r plus b by q into r minus p plus c by r into p minus q is equal to 0. So here we can take the first term as capital A and the common difference as capital D. Okay. So here it is given that the sum of first p terms, that is Sp is equal to small a, and sum of first q terms Sq is equal to small b, and sum of first r terms Sr is equal to small c. You can apply the formula. Sp equal to a implies p by 2 into 2a plus, here the first term is capital A, so 2a plus p minus 1 into common difference capital D, which is equal to a. From this you can find this value, that is a by p. You can divide this p to right side. So 1 by 2 into 2a plus p minus 1 into d is equal to a by p. Here we can multiply this 1 by 2 and we get a plus 1 by 2 into p minus 1 into d, which is equal to a by p. Okay, or we can write a by p is equal to capital A plus 1 by 2 into p minus 1 into d. We can take it as equation number 1. Similarly, we can find b by q and c by r. Okay, so similarly b by q is equal to what we get, a plus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 into d. Okay, equation 2. And c by r is equal to a plus 1 by 2 into r minus 1 into d. Equation 3. Now we can take the LHS part of this proof and we can replace the values for a by p, b by q and c by r. Okay. So here LHS is equal to a by p into q minus r plus b by q into r minus p plus c by r into p minus q, which is equal to a by p, a plus half into p minus 1 into d. So a plus 1 by 2 into p minus 1 into d into q minus r. Then plus b by q. Here b by q is a plus half into q minus 1 into d. So a plus half into q minus 1 into d, then into r minus p. Then plus c by r. C by r is what? A plus half into r minus 1 into d. So a plus half into r minus 1 into d into p minus q. Now we can rearrange the terms. We can collect the terms involving a. Here a into q minus r. Here a into r minus p. Here a into p minus q. So a is common and we can write q minus r plus r minus p plus p minus q. Now we can collect the terms involving d, the common difference d. Here half d is common. Okay, 1 by 2 d. Here also 1 by 2 d. So 1 by 2 d we can take it out. Then the remaining is p minus 1, here q minus r. So p minus 1 into q minus r. Then plus q minus 1 into r minus p. Then plus r minus 1 into p minus q. Which is equal to a into, here we can cancel plus q minus r plus r minus p plus p. So the value is 0, a into 0. Okay. Then plus 1 by 2 d into, here we can multiply p into q, pq minus pr minus q plus r. Then plus q into r, qr minus pq minus r plus p. Then plus r into p, pr, r into minus q, minus qr, minus 1 into p, minus p, minus into minus plus q. Here also we can cancel the terms, plus pq minus pq, minus pr plus pr, minus q plus q, plus r minus r plus qr minus qr plus p minus p. So each and every term get cancelled. So the value is 0. A into 0 0, then plus half d into 0. So overall the answer is 0, which is equal to the RHS part. That is A by P into Q minus R plus B by Q into R minus P plus C by R into P minus Q is equal to 0. Clear? Here the next question is the ratio of the sums of m and n terms of an AP is m square is to n square. That is Sm by Sn is equal to m square by n square. Show that the ratio of mth and nth terms is 2m minus 1 is to 2n minus 1. Okay, that we have to prove. So here we can use the formula Sm m by 2 into 2a plus m minus 1 into d divided by Sn n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, which is equal to m square by n square. Here we can cancel this 2, then 1 m, here this square, here also n and this square. Okay. Now we can cross multiply this n. So n into 2a plus m minus 1 into d, which is equal to m into this term 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Here we can multiply and remove the bracket 2an plus n into m minus 1 into d, which is equal to 2am plus m into n minus 1 into d. Now we can rearrange the terms 2an minus 2am, then plus n into m minus 1 into d minus m into n minus 1 into d, which is equal to 0. From the first two terms 2a is common. So 2a into n minus m, then plus the next two terms d is common. So d into n into m minus 1 minus m into n minus 1, which is equal to 0. That is 2a into n minus m, then plus d into, here we can multiply n into m, mn minus n minus mn plus m, which is equal to 0. Plus mn minus mn we can cancel. So we get 2a into n minus m, then plus d into minus n plus m, which is equal to 0. Here we can take one minus out. So 2a into n minus m, then minus d into n minus m, which is equal to 0. Now n minus m is common. So n minus m into 2a minus d equal to 0, but n not equal to m, therefore 2a minus d equal to 0 or 2a is equal to d. Okay. Now we can take the ratio of mth and nth terms. am by an, which is equal to a plus m minus 1 into d divided by a plus n minus 1 into d. We can replace the value for d. d is 2a. So a plus m minus 1 into 2a divided by a plus n minus 1 into 2a. A we can take common. So a into 1 plus m minus 1 into 2. Here a into 1 plus n minus 1 into 2. A we can cancel. That is am by an is equal to 1 plus 2m minus 2. Here 1 plus 2n minus 2. And which is equal to 2m minus 1 divided by 2n minus 1. Therefore the ratio am is to an is equal to 2m minus 1 is to 2n minus 1. This is our answer. Understood? Now we move on to question number 13. If the sum of n terms of an AP is 3n square plus 5n, that is Sn is equal to 3n square plus 5n, and its mth term is 164. So AM is equal to 164. These two things are given. Find the value of M. We have to find the value of M. So first of all, we can find the values for A and B. For that, we can replace n by 1. S1 is equal to 3 into 1 square plus 5 into 1. That is 3 plus 5, which gives 8. Okay. And S2, sum of the first two terms. 3 into 2 square plus 5 into 2. That is 3 into 4 plus 5 into 2. 12 plus 10, which is equal to 22. Then A2 is equal to S2 minus S1. Okay. We know the relation. AN is equal to Sn minus Sn minus 1. So if we subtract S1 from S2, we will get the second term A2. Okay. So what we can write? 22 minus 8, which gives 14. Now we can easily find the common difference D. A2 minus A1. Here it is 14 minus A1. S1 is 8, so it will be the first term. A, okay, or A1. So 14 minus 8, which is equal to 6. Now we can take the next condition. AM is equal to 164 implies A plus M minus 1 into D is equal to 164. The value of A here is 8. So 8 plus M minus 1 into D. D is 6, which is equal to 164. M minus 1 into 6 is equal to 164 minus 8. M minus 1 into 6 is equal to 156. And M minus 1 is equal to 156 divided by 6. That is M minus 1 is equal to 156 by 6. That is 26. Or M is equal to 26 plus 1. That is 27. The value of M is 27. Clear? Here the next question is, insert 5 numbers between 8 and 26 such that the resulting sequence is an AP. So we have to insert 5 numbers between 8 and 26 such that the resulting sequence is an AP. So consider this is an arithmetic progression. So we can take the first term as A1, then A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, and it is A7. So we can write the first term A is equal to 8 and the seventh term A7 is equal to 26. Seventh term means A plus 7 minus 1 into D, that is A plus 6D is equal to 26. Here we can replace the value of A. 8 plus 6D is equal to 26. 6D is equal to 26 minus 8. 6D is equal to 18. D is equal to 18 by 6, which gives 3. Okay, now we can easily find the terms A2, A3, A4, A5 and A6. Okay. So here A2 is equal to A plus D, first term plus common difference. So 8 plus 3, which gives 11. And A3 is equal to A plus 2D. So 8 plus 2 into 3, 8 plus 6, which gives 14. Then A4 is equal to A plus 3D. That is 8 plus 3 into 3, 8 plus 9, which gives 17. A5 is equal to A plus 4D. That is 8 plus 4 into 3, 8 plus 12, which gives 20. Then the last one A6, sixth term A6 is A plus 5D. That is 8 plus 5 into 3, that is 8 plus 15, which gives 23. Therefore, the 5 numbers between 8 and 26 are 11, 14, 17, 20 and 23. That we can conclude. Therefore, the 5 numbers to be inserted are 11, 14, 17, 20 and 23. Okay. Here the next question is, if a raised to n plus b raised to n divided by a raised to n minus 1 plus b raised to n minus 1 is the AM between a and b. AM means arithmetic mean. We know the formula. Arithmetic mean AM is equal to a plus b divided by 2. Arithmetic mean of two numbers a and b is given by AM is equal to a plus b by 2. Then find the value of n. So here we can write this is equal to a plus b by 2 because it is given that it is the arithmetic mean between a and b. Okay. Now we can cross multiply 2a raised to n plus 2b raised to n is equal to a plus b into a raised to n minus 1 plus b raised to n minus 1. 2a raised to n plus 2b raised to n. Here we can multiply a into a raised to n minus 1 which gives a raised to n. Okay. A raised to m into a raised to n, a raised to m plus n. A into b raised to n minus 1. Then plus b into a raised to n minus 1. Then b into b raised to n minus 1 is what? B raised to n. Now we can rearrange the terms first. 2a raised to n plus 2b raised to n minus a raised to n minus b raised to n which is equal to a b raised to n minus 1 plus b a raised to n minus 1. 2a raised to n minus a raised to n, it is a raised to n. Then 2b raised to n minus b raised to n, it is b raised to n, which is equal to a b raised to n minus 1 plus b a raised to n minus 1. Once again we can rearrange the terms. A raised to n minus, we can take this term to left side. B a raised to n minus 1 which is equal to a b raised to n minus 1, take this term to right side, minus b raised to n. Okay. Now we can take a raised to n minus 1 common from these two terms. So here only a remains, so a minus b which is equal to, similarly we can take b raised to n minus 1 from the RHS part, so a minus b. Here a minus b we can cancel, and what we get? A raised to n minus 1 is equal to b raised to n minus 1, or a raised to n minus 1 divided by b raised to n minus 1 is equal to 1. We can combine this step. A by b the whole raised to n minus 1 is equal to 1, or we can write a by b the whole raised to n minus 1 is equal to a by b the whole raised to 0. We know any non-zero number power 0 is equal to 1. So this 1 can be written as a by b the whole raised to 0. Now we can compare the powers. Therefore n minus 1 equal to 0, which implies n is equal to 1. Therefore the value of n which satisfies the given condition is equal to 1. Clear? Now we move on to question number 16. Between 1 and 31, m numbers have been inserted in such a way that the resulting sequence is an AP. Okay. So between 1 and 31, we insert m numbers. Okay. M numbers are inserted in between 1 and 31 so that the resulting sequence is an AP. So how many terms will be there? Total number of terms. In between 1 and 31 m numbers, then including 1 and 31 there will be m plus 2 terms. Right. The total number of terms. Okay. So total there will be m plus 2 terms. And the next is the ratio of 7th and m minus on the numbers. We insert m numbers, from that numbers the 7th number and the m minus on the number. The ratio is what? 5:9. Find the value of m. That we can discuss later. First of all we can take the first part. Between 1 and 31 m numbers have been inserted. Okay. So here the first term a is equal to 1 and 31. 31 is the m plus 2th term. Okay, because there will be m plus 2 terms. Right. So we can write a m plus 2 is equal to 31. Clear? Now we can use the formula. An is a plus n minus 1 into d. Here a plus m plus 2 minus 1 into d, which is equal to 31. That is 1 plus m plus 1 into d is equal to 31, or m plus 1 into d is equal to 31 minus 1, which gives 30, or d is equal to 30 divided by m plus 1. Common difference is 30 divided by m plus 1. Now we can consider the second part. The ratio of 7th and m minus 1th numbers is 5:9. So here the 7th number will be 8th term. After the number 1 we insert what? M numbers. So we start with the first term as 1, then 7th number. So 7 plus 1, the position will be 8th position. You can write the 7th number as the 8th term, 8 divided by. Similarly, m minus 1th number. 7th we add 1, 7 plus 1th position. So 8th term. Like that, m minus 1th number. So m minus 1 plus 1, mth term. Okay. So a8 divided by am is equal to 5/9. A plus 8 minus 1, 7d divided by a plus m minus 1 into d is equal to 5/9. The value of a, the first term is 1. So 1 plus 7 into d is 30 by m plus 1. 30 divided by m plus 1 whole divided by 1 plus m minus 1 into 30 divided by m plus 1 is equal to 5/9. Now we can cross multiply this one. 1 into m plus 1. M plus 1 plus 210 divided by, here also 1 into m plus 1. M plus 1. Then plus 30 into m minus 1. That is 30 m minus 30. Which is equal to 5/9. Whole divided by m plus 1, that cancel. Okay. So m plus 211 divided by 31m minus 29, which is equal to 5/9. Now we can cross multiply this one. 9 into m plus 211, which is equal to 5 into 31m minus 29. That is 9m plus, here it is 18, okay, 1899, which is equal to 155m, then minus 145. Here we can rearrange. 9m minus 155m is equal to minus 145 minus 1899. That is minus 146m is equal to minus 2044. Minus and minus get cancelled. M is equal to 2044 divided by 146. Therefore m is equal to, on dividing we get 14. Okay. The value of m is 14. Clear? Now the next one is, a man starts repaying a loan as first installment of rupees 100 if he increases the installment by rupees 5 every month. So we can consider the given situation as an arithmetic progression. Right. So we can take the first term a as 100 and the common difference d as 5. What amount he will pay in the 30th installment? That means we have to find the 30th term of this arithmetic progression. So here n is equal to 30 and a30 is equal to a plus 29d. Here 100 plus 29 into 5. That is 100 plus 145, which gives 245. So therefore what we can conclude? He will pay rupees 245 in the 30th installment. Okay. Now we move on to the last question in this exercise. The difference between any two consecutive interior angles of a polygon is 5 degree. If the smallest angle is 120 degree, find the number of sides of the polygon. Okay. So here the smallest angle is 120 degree and the difference between the consecutive angles is 5 degree. So we can write 125, 130, etc. That means here the angles are in arithmetic progression. With the first term A is equal to 120 and the common difference B is equal to 5. From this we can find out the sum to n terms using the formula Sn is equal to what? N by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. We also know the formula to find the sum of interior angles of a polygon, and which is what? N minus 2 into 180 degree. Sum of interior angles of a polygon is equal to n minus 2 into 180 degree, that you have learned in lower classes. Okay, take it as equation 1. The same sum we can find using the formula Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, because it is an AP. It is equal to n by 2 into 2a, 2 into 120, then plus n minus 1, n minus 1 into d, d is 5. That is n by 2 into 240 plus 5n minus 5, or n by 2 into 5n plus 235. We can take it as equation number 2. Now we can combine these two equations and we can find the value of n. Okay. So from 1 and 2 we get n minus 2 into 180 is equal to n by 2 into 5n plus 235. This 2 we can cross multiply. N minus 2 into 360 is equal to n into 5n plus 235, or 360 n minus 720 is equal to 5n square plus 235n. Now we can rearrange the terms. 5n square plus 235n minus 360n plus 720 is equal to 0. That is 5n square minus 360 minus 235. 125n plus 720 is equal to 0. Now we can divide the entire equation by 5. So n square minus 25n plus 144 is equal to 0. Now we can solve this quadratic equation. Here sum is minus 25, product is 144. So the numbers are minus 16 and minus 9. Minus 16 plus minus 9 gives minus 25, and minus into minus plus 16 into 9 is what? 144. You can split the middle term. N square minus 16n minus 9n plus 144 is equal to 0. From the first two terms we can take on n common, n into n minus 16. Next two terms we can take on minus 9, minus 9 into n minus 16 is equal to 0. That is n minus 16 into n minus 9 is equal to 0. N minus 16 is equal to 0, or n minus 9 is equal to 0. That is n equal to 16 or n is equal to 9. Here we have to select the right value. For that we can replace this in the nth term. Okay. So we can find A16, the 16th term, A plus 15d. That is, here it is 120 plus 15 into 5. That is 120 plus 75, which is equal to 195, and it is not possible. The interior angle of any polygon cannot be more than 180 degree. Okay, the measure of one interior angle of a polygon is 195 degree is not possible. So we reject the value n is equal to 16 and we can consider n is equal to 9. So we can conclude, therefore n is equal to 9. The number of sides of the polygon will be is equal to 9. This is our answer. Clear? So this finishes the topic arithmetic progression as well as exercise 9.2. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. In the next class, we will discuss the topic geometric progression. So keep watching. Thank you.